Like, that's really deep. My whole hand. Mainly just deer, no rabbits. Nothing else I can see so far. Definitely would have been smart to bring my snowshoes. This is all pretty fresh snow. It snowed quite a bit just a couple of days ago. In some parts it's up to my knees. See, you can tell it's deer. You see those two, like hoofs, their toes. And I do know that there's deer here because I found their scat, and we see deer all the time around here. And you can tell that the deer was going this way because their two toes are pointed this way. This is a great way, though, as a hunter to come out in the winter, kind of learn where the animals hang out, how they move, where they travel. It's a lot easier to see, obviously, in the winter time than it is in the spring, summer, autumn. Then you're looking for other signs, but very easy in the snow. And then you can come when it is hunting season to your place and have a better idea of where to hunt. See, like those are very old prints. Well, I'll say very old, but before the last snowfall. And then these ones are very fresh. I'd say probably today, by how crisp they are. It hasn't warmed up enough that they would start melting. Maybe last night. And this is the land that I grew up on. So I know these woods like the back of my hand. I'm not worried about getting lost or anything like that in here. I know where everything is, where I'm going. So the purpose of me coming out here actually isn't to track the deer. I'm looking for some wood to make a bow drill with. I'm looking for certain dead trees. I'm actually looking for a dead standing eastern white cedar. And that would be my first choice. But at the same time, check out the tracks, see what's going on. Oh, that's deep. Okay. It's the other thing too, you gotta be careful when you're walking through deep snow like this, is that you don't know how deep certain parts are. You could very easily roll or twist an ankle, and you definitely don't want to do that out here. Especially alone. So like this seems to be quite the hot spot for traveling here. See how they travel this spot quite often. Growing up, we used to hunt rabbit back here. And again, see the deer traveling that way. You can see their toes pushed forward. That's a really good one. And these are just does. These are not bucks. But anyways, yeah, growing up, we used to hunt rabbits back here. And again, in the winter time, it's so easy. And it's beautiful out today. It's not cold at all. I think we're -5 Celsius. It's really nice out. I'm going to stop now because I don't want to disturb the deer too much if they're bedding down, and I'll leave that as it is, and I'm gonna now search for my wood. The whole point of me coming out here. Beautiful birch. It's paper birch, actually. This is white paper birch. This is a really, really great fire starter, the paper. And you can literally just cut these little pieces off without damaging the tree. In the spring, summer, and fall, you just look on the ground and they're all over the place. But in the winter time, it's harder to find dry wood. This would burn so easy. You just break that little piece off. You're not damaging the tree at all. And that will light. See, there's some dead trees over there. Oh yeah, this is my big girl right here. She's my favorite birch back here. Paper birch. She's huge. She's so pretty. She's been around forever. She'd be a good source of water if I was thirsty. But anyways, yeah. And see that dead guy back there. Now that could be like what's called a widowmaker. That top, like that tree is so dead. You start picking the branches, to grab some. See, there's some usnea growing off of it. Really dead branches. That would be a good source of kindling. But if that tree trunk shakes a little bit, that top part break down, fall right on you if you don't know what you're doing. So you definitely got to be careful when you're collecting. See, like, these would be small dead trees, right? Like, see that one that's leaning up against those two trees over there? Those would be good sources to collect. Some good dead branches. I know it's got snow on it, but you could peel off that bark and the inside wood would be really dry. That dead, I believe it's a spruce right there. Maybe it might be a good source of fat wood. But that's not what I'm looking for right now. Come back out here and things start to warm up and melt. Oh, see, here's some deer poop. There's some deer poop. Oh, here, that's fresh. That's definitely fresh. That's from this morning, for sure. And I'm walking, so they were going the opposite way of where I'm going right now. But see, there's a beech tree over there. Let's see if I can zoom in. See, right back there, I don't know if you can tell, but there's some dead brown leaves on a tree over there. That's a beech tree. Beech tree has some other good uses for fire making and food. Winter food, really. Like, it's not something that you... It's like when you're starving in the winter time and let's say you're lost in the woods or something and you have no idea what you can eat around here. There actually is a lot of food. It's not tasty. And, but, you know, it'll keep you alive. Got lots of spruce needles, vitamin C to avoid scurvy. Give you some other vitamins and stuff. But anyways, this is some good material together to make a bird's nest. Right? It's really dry. It's hard to find dry material in the wintertime. This is very dry. So that would make a good bird's nest. Actually, I'm going to get that. And then as you're walking around with it, make sure you don't get it wet, right? Dead grass. Okay. Just wanted to say something else because I just kind of encountered it. So as you're walking, you always want to pay attention to your surroundings. And I can smell a slight smell of a fire. So when you're out in the woods, especially in the wintertime, sounds, smells, all of those things are heightened. Oh yeah, you definitely smell. But that's not a normal forest smell, you know? So this here is a balsam fir. And the fir has these flat needles, not like the spruce where they have more of like a square needle. So these are flat, and the balsam fir also. Let's see if I can get in here and find one. They typically have little blisters on their trunk. This guy's probably just a little too small, and it's cold. Let's see if I can find one. They have little blisters, pockets of resin. They're very flammable. That you can easily bust onto, let's say, some of your paper birch bark. If you want to keep that with you for a fire starter. See, this tree, this leaf does not belong to this tree. This tells me that there's another tree that's around here that's dropping these leaves. This is a birch leaf. Okay, here's a spruce. So, and spruce, you can remember how sharp and picky, whereas the fir is not. It's flat and soft. Pick yourself on this, right? It's pokey. And the needles are square, like if you roll them right. They're not flat like the other ones. Smells so good. They're stronger smelling, I find, they have more resin than the fir. It smells so good. And see how their trunk, the bark on the trunk is a lot different. There's no resin blisters on their trunk. See over here. Let's see if I can get closer. This tree got an injury at some point here, and it started dripping. It's a protective mechanism, dripping resin. Another thing is, if you really need some water, you can get some freshly fallen snow, but you always got to be careful with the top layer and where you're gathering from. So like, I know there's deers that walk right on this trail here. They could be urinating, defecating here, which can make you sick. So you want to go kind of off the path, and also you want to remove like the top layer a bit in case there's any viruses or anything on the top layer that has fallen on there. And then you can take this, melt it down or just chew on it. It'll melt in your mouth, but you gotta remember that you're lowering your core temperature, so you're only going to do that if you really need to. When possible, always boil your water.